Here's another example of how to calculate the value of a compound interest investment. So we see that we take our principal times 1 plus the interest rate, and we use the exponent of the time periods we're dealing with. Usually it's annually, but sometimes it can be compounded quarterly, sometimes daily, sometimes continuously. And the shorter the time period, the more often the compounding happens, and the more that the principal will grow. That works against us when we have credit card debt, because banks often use the continuously compound formula to calculate the interest money that we pay on what we charge on our cards. And that's a slightly different formula than what we see here, but the point is we need to make sure that whatever time period the interest rate is in, that's the time period that we're using for the compounding. Otherwise the calculation does not work out. So here we're talking about the rate per year. Okay. So let's take a look at it. So I took the formula and I laid it out. Now, if you notice, I spread the terms out. The reason why is I'm basically creating a table, a data table, because it's easier to work with. All right, so the total amount that my investment is going to be worth equals the principal, which is $1,000, invested at 7%. This is the decimal version of 7%, 0.07, compounded yearly for 5 years. So what we have is 1,000 times 1.07 to the 5th power. So we break out the calculator and we take 1.07 and we raise that to the 5th power. We end up with 1.402. So we cleared the parentheses by clearing out that exponent. All right. So the amount of our investment is worth $1,402. And so when you multiply any number by 1,000, you take the decimal point and you move it to the right 3 places. So there we go. That is how you calculate the total value of an investment that pays compound interest if you know the rate and you know the time period. And the time period associated with the rate is the time period that you use as the exponent.